Alright, another one, little walkthrough through my game system setup for Forbidden Lands, this time on Foundry. Again, it's one of those systems set up at Perfectro, just like Vaesen was and Symbaroum. So let's have a look what we can do here. It's quite enjoyable to set this up, but it does require a bit of work, to be honest. Let's have a look. So I've got the typical scene here. I've just got a welcome screen for you guys, and the first thing, of course, we want to see is the Forbidden Lands map. So let's go across to here. I scanned this in, probably can go slightly higher resolution than I've done here, but as you can see, I've got the whole map available for the players to discover at some point, but at the beginning they wouldn't see this. But it gives you a bit of a feeling for the scale of the place. I've used the map published by Free League at some time that doubles the number of hexes, just to make the Forbidden Lands a bit more forbidding, a bit bigger. I've so far only populated my home village here for my party. I'll show you that underneath there. So just the one, and I created a party token which they can then move across the landscape, and I can reveal a little bit to them as they explore their hexes, and eventually, hopefully, following the directions, they might find the hollows, or they might go down to the mountains a little bit and find Weatherstone. And it will remember, hopefully, if I don't reset it by mistake, where they've been, which was in our Forbidden Lands game previously on Roll20. It was a bit tricky. We always had to doodle around on the map. I'm sure there's another way, by the way. I'm not slugging off Roll20 at all. So I've given them a little bit of light. I'm playing around with this so far. I'm sure it's not optimal setup yet, but that's how that feels for the GM. Of course, you can see everything, and I've put these stickers on as little tokens, not actually as tiles. I put them on as tiles. I scanned them in from the sheet. I hexed them, and I'm now putting them on and using them just like I would on the real map. You can easily, of course, put a journal note onto it, or you can link the journal note into this token as well. So if I have my village here and say this village is called Hogshead, I can just stick the journal note on there, and then it will remember it. I can edit it, I can shift it, I can make another thing from it, or I can just double click and create a map pin. That's one of the plugins I use. Anyway, didn't want to talk too much about this, but what else have I set up? I've set up a, on the chat, you'll see how that all works in a minute, but I've set up the critical roles here with the roll table button, I think it's called. So we can roll for random encounters, the crits or the mishaps, which is quite fun. I also, just for giggles, put in the arcane catastrophes from Mark Boyer, which are basically magic mishaps, but they are quite harsh. I don't know whether I'm going to use them yet. Anyway, you wanted to see what this looks like. So I've created a couple of characters. I basically created one and copied them just for the purposes of this. And the character sheet looks like this. Pretty good, I think. So I set up some equipment. You can see this guy's already encumbered. He better drop something. What shall he drop? Oh, this helmet. He doesn't need a helmet. Oh, there we go, it updates it. He's still half over. Okay, let's drop the knife. Right, so this is our character. An Orc Minstrel, just made it up. You can see what the equipment is here. You can see on the main what the skills are. You can see the attributes. Now, if you get attribute damage, this is not automated. You have to just click here, left click. Reduces the stat by 1. Right click takes it back off. And of course you can roll from all of these. So if, for example, let me show that to you in the chat. If I wanted to say, oh, I want to do a, don't know, what shall I do? Performance or manipulation roll. You get this pop-up where you can put in extras, you can put in modifiers from assist or whatever it might be. You roll it, get the result on this little nice card, 2 successes already. And then the gear dice were a bit slow, again, probably because the screen recorder is taking up quite a few resources here. So if I wanted to push this roll in the character sheet at the top here, I've got this push. Click on there, I will push it. I got an extra success, that's what I call successful. And if you had a Bane, it would show this here, and you would have to manually then apply the Bane. You've got the condition trackers, you've got on the combat the ability to attack with a weapon. So if I click on longsword here, again, the gear bonus is already pre-populated. If I want to roll that, There we go. Yeah, dice are nice, looking very good. The custom ones that have been done. Talents, if you have some talents, or if you're talented in general, you can keep these in here. Of course, I've set them up. You probably know that by now that I'm a bit obsessive about these things. So I've got all the talents here, and if I set minstrel talent and I wanted a new one, I could just drag and drop that onto here. And if I said, actually, I have this Path of the Warcry and I wanted to have it in rank 2 now, you just go in here, put a 2 in, and I put all the descriptions underneath it. So we don't have to go back to the rule book or whatever. We've got it all here. You can also, from here, post the item to the chat. It will then pop that across. In case there's anything like the GM, like me, I can't remember what they all do. I say, can you just post that, and I can read up on it and apply the right thing. Right, I haven't really populated these very much. You've got the gear, as I said. We've got a bit of biography. I just put the Pride Dark Secret in. And I used the life path system, so I took a few notes here as I was creating it. Right, life path system. I did not code into this because I don't think you use it often enough to do that. So I would refer them to the PDF copy of that. So that's that. I have set up again here the talents. I've set up the crit tables on here. I've set up the spells on here. And picked some nice icons for each of them. I've got, oh, that could be quite interesting. I've set up a deck as well, a deck of cards. So if that works correctly, I think I parked it right at the bottom of the map. Now there it is. So you need to go to tiles for that. Tiles, where are you? There. Can select it, and now I can basically draw cards. Or I should be able to, but the performance is not playing. Oh well. Now it's responding. Gosh, this is not very responsive while I'm trying to record this for you guys. But yeah, I've got the initiative cards in here. Doesn't matter right now. I started doing artifacts as well. Yeah, so basically you get this weapon, this kit sheet, and on there you've got all the how to make it information, and you've got space for effects, for description, drawbacks, appearance, whatever it might be. So you've got a bit of extra information on there. Right, journal-wise, I've set up a couple of adventure sites on here. So I've one that I translated from an old adventure, the Barrow of Clydach. Then we've got the hollows on here with the locations of it. The map of it I have hidden so far because I haven't discovered it yet, but I've got all the information I need on here, including the legend. A very short legend in this case. In Weatherstone, of course, it's a bit bigger, the legend. Yeah, and I can share that with the players. I can show them the image of it. Makes it a bit easier to read. So that's a reasonable approximation of what you would have at the gaming table. Rules reference, I always stick some on there in case the players need it, or actually more likely I need it. So we've got the actions here, we've got fast actions, slow actions, we've got the professions, we've got the journeying information. And this one here links into another plugin which is called the FBL, or Forbidden Lands Party Sheet. Let me show that to you as well. I showed you earlier I made a character of the party, and basically this plugin is quite cool. So you populate it with your party, my 4 heroes here, and then when you go into traveling you can just say, all right, so who's going to do what? So I could say this guy is leading the way, drag and drop, keeping watch. And when we played this on Roll20, this always required quite a bit of manual labor and adjustment, so I quite like this. What I have not been able to really make work yet is to roll from here. What should happen is that it rolls from there. It says you have to open your character sheet, but even if I do that, you have seen that I have opened this previously and go back out, I will still say the same thing. There are journal notes linked in here though. They come with a plugin, or you can modify them a little bit, and quick rules reference, basically. You can make notes. The players can make notes. They have ownership, so if they want to take anything like party inventory, they can. I quite like this. it's a nice touch, but it needs a little bit of more love here on getting these rolls to work. Maybe they used to work, I don't know. So, lastly, maybe just show you my amazing vision and sight on here. So this is an old map, as I said, so the printing quality or the scanning quality is not great. This might be my GM view, so I've got a bit of exterior view. I've got the first level of this barrow, and then they drop down through the middle into the second level, and then there's a secret chamber. Don't tell my players, otherwise it's not much of a secret. So zoom in, I've got my character standing in the middle, and if I select him, what we should be getting is his vision. And of course, if you know Foundry, you know that this is not difficult to set up. But it gives you a nice little bit of feeling of exploration, even on these old maps. And you can see the doors, but yeah, you still have to open them by clicking to actually see through them. I also set up Weatherstone at this point, just with a nice big picture at the top. And because I really couldn't make this work as a castle from this map, I drew in good old school style my own paper map here at the bottom, so I could actually explain how that place works as a building. Right, I think that's probably enough for now. If you have any questions, then do let me know. Drop me a line on Discord, you'll see it's the same name. I'm often on the Foundry or the Free League one, or leave a comment, by all means. So, hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time.